Helped turn around a nightclub in trouble with the city of Fargo. It's already gone less than a week later. And illegal fireworks set off near a South Fargo hotel. They destroy a young family's possession. But first, Eventide Senior Living Community is making plans to shut down its Fairmont facility at 8th Street and 1st Avenue North in downtown Moorhead because of damage from a recent water pipe break. The Fairmont is an assisted living facility, and officials hope to have residents relocated in about 90 days. Eventide says the water problem sped up long-term plans to close that building, which cannot accommodate the needed upgrades. They're working to sell the historic Fairmont building to a local developer who has experience in preserving historic buildings. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says alcohol is a contributing factor to a boat crash in Mentor, Minnesota. It happened early Saturday morning on Maple Lake. The driver was identified as Jeremy Dietz. He was the only person in the boat and has minor injuries. No other details are being released. Moorhead police are still looking for the man who fired shots at a stranger's home on the city's south side. A woman says her daughter was letting their dog out in the 400 block of 7th Street South around 4:30 yesterday morning when a man asked to come inside. The daughter said no, went back inside, and that's when 3 shots were fired at the home. Police are looking now for a black man about 6 feet tall. He was wearing a gray hoodie at the time. There is a new twist in a Fargo nightclub's effort to regroup after the city yanked its liquor license. The new general manager brought in by the Africa Bar and Restaurant, this guy, he already stepped down after only 6 days on the job. Steve Baird says he is no longer associated with the nightclub, but he isn't saying why. That move came after a deadly shooting of a security guard in the parking lot of that club in May. The city later put the club on a 60-day suspension. Neighbors in the area tell Valley News Live that the suspension was the best news they have had in a while. Tropical storm Elsa is churning northward on a projected path that will take over some of the nation's biggest cities. We're getting a live look this morning at Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. You see rain on that camera there. The National Weather Service forecasts that Elsa will push into the mid-Atlantic today and the Northeast by tomorrow. Meanwhile, more than 60 million Americans are now under storm and flood watches and warnings. This storm punished Florida and Georgia with torrential rains and heavy wind. One person was even killed in Jacksonville, Florida, when a tree fell on top of their car. Tracking Elsa for the past couple of days and still this morning, along with our local forecast, we want to head now to meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. Yes, we are keeping an eye on Elsa for you. Latest update has us at 40 miles per hour for sustained winds. That means it's just barely a tropical storm, but it's hanging on, especially because it's so close to the Atlantic. It's still feeding off of that as it's moving up the I-95 corridor. We'll get another update on the intensity of this at the top of the hour, but it's been moving northeasterly at 18 miles per hour. You can see a lot of rain associated with it, now pushing more into North Carolina, and it's going to move pretty fast here. Here's a look at the track on this. Again, moving right up I-95 parallel to it for a while. It'll move into Virginia. And as we head into the nighttime hours tonight, it's right over the Delmarva Peninsula where the center of circulation is. The rain will already be pushing toward New Jersey and New York. They're going to get hit by this too. And then this moves all the way up to New England and beyond, heading into Friday afternoon. So this is going to be impactful through the rest of the week for all of the East Coast essentially here. Here's a look at our temperatures in the valley. It's a lot quieter. We're looking at some numbers that are ranging from 46 in Baudette to 60 in Devil's Lake. So a cool morning, 59 in Fargo and 55 in Grand Forks. The wind coming in out of the south or southeast in most spots. It's light, but to see that direction change is a good thing as far as getting that wildfire smoke cleared out of here. We're not pumping any more of that in, and visibility looks so much better throughout the valley here today. Here's a look at our radar and satellite map. You can see the clouds are moving through. We're going to have some moments where we're more mostly cloudy, other times where we get some sunshine. And just talking about that wildfire smoke, again, those fires burning up into the northwestern Ontario area, and the plume from that going to be moving to the north or east here over the next 24 hours. So we get a break. Here's a look at our commute cast for today. This morning, nice and quiet, dry, shouldn't have any problems as far as the weather's concerned. This afternoon, back into the mid 70s and maybe even some upper 70s with the mix of sun and clouds, also on the dry side. Late tonight into that 9 o'clock hour and beyond, we'll start to see those storms approach our western communities in our Devil's Lake and James River Valley areas. That's where we may see those storms still remaining severe. They'll eventually weaken, though, as they continue eastward and kind of fizzle out a bit overnight. But we'll still have a chance for some scattered to isolated storms on Friday. Saturday and Sunday look great. Highs in the 80s.
All right, good looking weekend there, Lisa. Thank you. We have a traffic alert for people driving on a busy South Fargo road this morning. Southbound 25th Street is reduced to one lane between 9th and 12th Avenues as crews make utility repairs. That closure is expected to be in place for about 2 days. One man is in the Cass County Jail after a stabbing at a South Fargo hotel. Officers found a woman with multiple stab wounds in the lobby of the Wingate Hotel yesterday around noon. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Police then arrested 75-year-old James Bogart for aggravated domestic assault. The Minnesota BCA has now released the name of the suspect and the officer who were involved in a shooting in Moorhead this past Sunday. Isaiah Hopkins was taken into custody and is in the Clay County Jail on an unrelated warrant. The Moorhead police officer involved is Andrew Work. He had been in law enforcement for 5 years. He's now on standard administrative leave during the BCA's investigation. A family staying at a Fargo hotel says they lost most of their belongings because of fireworks. Ken Hunter and his family were staying at the La Quinta Inn and Suites in South Fargo while looking for a home, and they had many of their household items in a pickup. They woke up early Monday morning when they heard commotion from outside of the hotel room.
We were in bed and all we heard was somebody yell, "Call 911, fire." And that's when I looked out the window and the entire back of my truck was on fire.
Hunter's truck and everything inside, it's a total loss, including his 2-year-old daughter's baby pictures and diabetes medicine. Firefighters confirmed the cause was fireworks, but there's no word on if they have found who is responsible. Hunter says a number of people had been shooting off fireworks near that hotel. He patrolled the streets for years, but now the Cass County Sheriff's Office is saying goodbye to Canine Ed. He died 2 days ago after serving the county for 13 years. In that time, the department says he took drugs off the streets and caught multiple criminals. Ed worked with Deputy Dan Herman. Fargo's Homeward Animal Shelter is in desperate need of foster homes. They're so overcrowded that they're stacking crates of cats and dogs on top of each other, and they're in hallways and offices just to make room for them all. Homeward has 164 dogs and cats in their care right now, but only room for less than half of them. They sent out a plea on Facebook asking people to sign up to foster their animals.
We're just running out of kennel space altogether. We've had to board dogs that were, coming out of the pound, that there's no place for them to go here at the shelter.
Without enough foster families, the shelter is having to pay to board those dogs at the city pound as well. After their Facebook post on Tuesday night, 4 animals had been adopted and 17 new foster applications came in. The Minnesota DNR says it won't consider holding a wolf hunting or trapping season until 2022 at the earliest because it's taking longer than expected to update its 20-year-old wolf management plan. Protections through an Endangered Species Act ended in November for gray wolves in most of the U.S., leaving states and tribes in charge of overseeing the animals. Minnesota last had held a wolf season in 2014. Are you ready to add a little more fun and some food to your summer weekends? Well, now is the chance to check out the first Fargo Pop-Up Food Truck Fest of the year. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod, he is checking it out for us, and he has everything you need to know. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan. That's right. We're excited about food trucks. We're excited about food. And of course, I'm here with Daryl Matthews as well to talk all about what's going to be going on this weekend. Of course, thanks for being here with me this morning and throughout the entire morning. As we're talking about this upcoming weekend and just the different options, you have a barbecue truck yourself. What kind of food should people expect?
From us, they should expect just amazing Southern comfort style food, the brisket sandwiches, pulled pork, smoked sausage. We'll even do a shrimp boil. That we'll have on our menu this weekend.
Perfect. So for people who might not have tried some of these different items from the southern area, I'm from South Carolina, so I know I've tried it, but people here in Fargo who might not have, why is it important for them to try new foods?
Just to get a different flavor, a different flair, just to add something different and see what you like. There'll be a lot of food trucks out and a lot of different items served. So, for us, just trying the different styles of barbecue that we have, from the Texas style to the St. Louis and the Memphis style ribs and things like that. and then, you know, just kind of looking at the other trucks and seeing what they have and just trying something different.
Awesome. So anything of like you want to say in particular, like what is your food, like the best option? I should try everything. What do you recommend?
For me, you know, I'm a rib guy, just to heart through and through. I'm a rib guy, you know, but we serve an amazing brisket, you know, that's fresh, never frozen. It's a local product from JC Farms in Ettinger. And so we try to, you know, use our local businesses as well. But, you know, our brisket, our ribs are always like our top sellers.
Awesome. So thank you so much for being here with me this morning. And Jordan, I'm going to toss it back to you in the studio. It's about brisket. I got a little hungry.
We all did. All right, Brian Sherrod reporting live. Thank you. And this goes this Friday from 11 to 8, on Saturday from 10 to 8, and then on Sunday as well from 11 to 6. We are now getting the answer to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question, this is the #1 food found in pantries in American homes. The answer, mac and cheese, good comfort food. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley today, it rolls on. We have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the CW.